Jamie is exactly the sort of person the disability support pension was designed for. Parkinson's disease has finally taken over his body and he can no longer work. So he applied for the DSP and Centrelink told him not to hold his breath.
Life is a daily struggle for Jamie.
I'm not going to get better, it's just gradually go downhill, bit by bit.
Everyday chores are frustrating and exhausting.
Getting out of bed or up out of a chair, and that's a struggle.
Here at A Current Affair, we've done countless stories on disability welfare rorters. Those that aren't disabled at all, who somehow manage to get the disability pension. But then we came across Jamie Tartuzzi, who's unable to access the disability support pension, even though he has Parkinson's disease.
It's suddenly things like this, DSP's like, it's been like a nightmare.
Jamie lives in a tiny, very modest unit. He can't afford curtains, and the day we visited, his cupboard and fridge were empty. He spent the money on his medication.
There's always someone worse off in the world than you.
We had to wait for a good day to talk to him. The bad, well, you don't want to know about. And today's medication will help him for the next few hours.
I can generally move around a bit better.
Up until recently, Jamie was working with mates at his local Woolies store. So, Jamie, work was getting tough.
Well, I'll go to move, and feet will move. Like rest of me wouldn't move, but my feet wouldn't move.
So after 11 years, he had to throw in the towel on his beloved job.
Absolutely brilliant guy to work with.
Brenton and Courtney worked alongside him.
Anytime I needed help, Jamie was always there to give me a hand.
Woolies is a terrific employer, taking on many people with disabilities. But Jamie's situation was now a safety issue, so they had a suggestion.
They sort of said, "Oh, maybe looking to go on the disability support pension."
He agreed and took himself down to his local Centrelink, where he got some devastating news.
It's got to be at least 18 months, or even up to 2 years sometimes, before I even get sent for a DSP. And until then, I go like New Start.
So even though you're disabled,
Yeah.
even though you say you can't work anymore, and your employer says that,
Yeah.
you can't get the DSP yet?
No, and until at least 18 months, 2 years.
But they did place him into job support training and put him on the New Start allowance, $250 a week, about half the DSP. And he's struggling. What's your rent?
150 a week.
So
It's 300 a fortnight.
that's $300 a fortnight, so it leaves you $100 a week left. And then you've got bills,
Yeah, I pay some for electricity each fortnight,
utilities, medication.
and medication each fortnight as well.
What's your grocery bill? What's left to buy food?
Anywhere from $40 to $80 a fortnight. It's roughly around $80 a fortnight left over.
$40 a week to buy your food.
Yeah.
If anybody deserves it, mate, you do.
Oh,
You
thanks.
deserve the DSP, and I reckon people out there would agree. It's a gift from me to you.
We don't need it, sir.
You don't need it?
No.
So how come blind Rebecca got the DSP for 21 years when she wasn't blind? And how did Milan Rakic claim 200 grand worth of DSP for his so-called bad back? Yeah, that's him mowing the lawn. Careful with that heavy grass catcher. Give it a good push up the slope. Put your back into it, Milan. And Roy Fickner, 2 decades on DSP for his bad back, before investigators caught him doing all this. How do you cope when you're disabled?
What do you mean?
When you're disabled, when you're on the disability support pension and you can work full time, how do you manage it? And then there was Truckee Muhammad, another DSP recipient, who handles a big rig all day without a problem.
I know these people generally need it, and there's people that don't need it, but like, obviously they should be able to tell the difference.
You'd think so. Yes, we all want to see a clampdown on these types of fraudsters, but we're told the genuinely disabled, like Jamie, are being caught up in the crackdown.
The system is the wrong way around. The system is trying to force people into employment when, in actual fact, these are people who really just can't work, or at this point in time can't work.
Mary Mallett heads the Disability Advocacy Network.
There used to be staff in Centrelink who were disability specialists. Now that doesn't happen anymore. So now when people ring Centrelink, they will speak to just the ordinary Centrelink staff member who has to try and cover everything and who doesn't understand disability and doesn't understand what the person is going through.
It's disgusting, really.
No one is happy to see Jamie suffering like this, including his neighbour, Letitia.
Jamie, how you doing? The government's there, they're meant to help people like Jamie, but he's not getting the help that he needs.
No, he's not. He worked until the day he literally dropped, instead of sitting at home. And for that, he is paying a price.
I think that's very unfair. As you can obviously see, Jamie has a visual disability and he can't do daily activities. And it's only going to get worse every day.
And you know, he worked up until the day he couldn't.
Absolutely, yeah.
In the meantime, he sits and waits for 18 months for a job offer that he is unable to fulfil.
Who's going to employ someone with Parkinson's, you know, knowing that they're only going to get worse and you're not better?
It doesn't make sense nor seem fair. By the way, before we left, we made sure his fridge didn't look like this.
Brady's with me now. Brady, this story made us all angry. Are you going to make us a little happier now?
Well, Trace, the moment Jamie got in contact with us, we in turn got in contact with the Department of Human Services in Canberra. And look, to their credit, they got onto his case straight away. They tested him medically with doctors. They had others, a team of people working out some financial things for him. They determined, Trace, that he wasn't able to work. He was medically unable to work, and therefore he couldn't do any job training. So a short time ago, Jamie told me that he'd received the paperwork saying he is now on the disability support pension. I tell you what, Trace, I spent some time with this fella. He didn't laugh, he didn't smile, he didn't have anything to laugh or smile about.
No.
You know, but he was laughing, he was ecstatic, he was over the moon, he was so grateful that a current affair was able to do something for him. And you know, Trace, while there are a lot of people out there like Jamie in this situation, 30% of people apply to get on, only get approved to get on the DSP, 70% get knocked back. We all want the system tightened up. We don't want to see the rauters, but we don't want to see people like Jamie having to suffer who genuinely need it.
You know, there's something going wrong.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Brady.
Good on you,
work.
Trace. Thank you.